Shalom Israel, giving no praise to Yahweh, Bashim Al-Shah, Bashim Al-Kakadash. The one is to the elders of Judgement who rule well, salutation to you, Hakim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. We'll make this pretty quick about, the mother. This is from N, NYI.com. And it says, mother of teen killed by police sues city officer, claiming excessive force. Okay. Um, let me get something. Yes, because our people, we the children of Israel, and our people are in the curses right now. That's why we're catching hell, and that's why we go through what we go through. So it says, mother of teen killed by police officer sues city officer, claiming excessive force. So we're gonna read. I hope it's not blocked though. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm gonna get a few scriptures. I'll call it. It's not going through. Slide, get bear with me. Trying to get it to load. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, slide, hold on. All right, it says, okay. All right, let's get this. All right, so it says, mother of Dallas killed by officer in own home, discussed it as smear effort. Okay. It says the mother of a man killed in his own apartment, Dallas officer. Slide here. We're not gonna touch that, but that's another situation. I mean, there's millions upon millions of situations where this happens to our people. But let me just try to read a little bit. Tatiana Jefferson was devoted to her family and had moved into her mother's Fort Worth home earlier this year to help as her mom's health declined, relatives said. I'm just going to jump to the meat. Uh, Family would say her nephew had devoted. All right, so pretty much, I'm not going to even read it, man. This lady right here, I don't know y'all brothers know, man, the officer Edomite, and went up to the house for some type of complaint. Not a complaint. I think she was supposed to check up on the children, something about a custody battle or something like that. Don't quote me. But the officer ended up backing out and blasting her through the window of her own home because he seen a gun and he said he feared for his life. You see, and that's a part of the curses, man. And that's just what we have to go through as a people because we broke, that we follow Yahweh's commandments. So it said, I'm gonna get straight to the point. Deuteronomy 28, verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. Now, this is the second person within the last month or two that was killed in her own home. Jake, Israelite. Okay, as you can see, this sister, she's Judite. Okay, and it says this undated photo provided by Jefferson's family shows Tatiana Jefferson, a white Fort Worth police officer who shot and killed Jefferson through a back window of her home while responding to a call about an open front door acted without justification and resigned Monday before he could be fired, the police chief said. Okay, so he shot her, murdered her in her own home through the back window. Um, And the only reason why he shot her because he said he seen a peace and fear for his life, but she was really protecting herself. So I read the scripture again, Deuteronomy 28:66, and thy life shall hang it thou before thee, and thou shalt have none assurance. No, that thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. You see, she didn't have assurance, meaning she didn't know for sure whether she was gonna die or not, And that's the condition of our people. It's a saying in the world. I'll be lucky if I make it to 21, and I'll be blessed to make it to 25. There's a lot of our people get killed between that time. They don't have insurance of their life. They're not assured to be alive tomorrow. And it's going to further expound. Verse 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. See? And night, he said, for in the morning time and in the night, you should be saying, damn, is it possible? Would I live? You see, that's the mentality of our people because that's the curses. Um, I'm gonna read Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich." Right? Who slay our possessions is those that have rule or control over us. That starts with Esau, Edom. Okay, the East, like the brother said, the so-called white man. Okay, they have rulership over us. They have authority over us. They have control. You see, and they do ruthless with that control. They unjustly murder us and oppress us. You see. So this is Zechariah 11:5. Once again, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, right? Because things are changing now. To my understanding, the guy was charged with murder. But if we looked at the Botham and Jean trial, we know that the Sheetamite only got 10 years, okay, for a murder conviction. Got a hug from both the victim's brother and the judge, and a bailiff played with her hair and fixed her hair. So you can see the difference between, when they murder our people, the judgment for it. You see? So they hold themselves not guilty. So he might have a murder charge, but face up to 10 years probation, 1 year house arrest. And that's not justified in the eyes of God, because according to the scriptures, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, life for life. Reading on, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich." You see, and they once were selling us, and they still sell us to this day. But they got us under documents, they got us under contract. Okay, they have social security numbers, SSNs, which they sell on the stock market. They hire you off depending on your skill, and that's what they do. Prior to that, we were seeing captive slaves, and they blessed the Lord because they got fat, they got rich off of that. Like Donald Trump said, African Americans built this country. Okay, well, it's really the Hebrew Israelites. All right, children of Yashala. He's a prince of God, children of Jacob. You see, and their own shepherds pitied them not. You see, and our shepherds, which is our leaders, don't pity us. Them all Sharptons, even the pastors, they're supposed to be leading our people. That's what a pastor means. Okay, the herd of a flock, a shepherd. Yeah, he's supposed to be a shepherd, but they're not leading our people because they don't pity us. They don't care about us. This is Habakkuk 1:4. Therefore the Lord slack, and judgment doth never go forth. Right, the Lord Heavenly Father, Yahweh shall slack. Therefore judgment doth never go forth. When this murder, man supposed to be put to death, but because Esau is in power, the judgment is slack, man. It's not going forth. And therefore the Lord slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. Right? Because how can you judge somebody with no law? Well, we live in a world where it's lawless. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right, wrong judgment is giving a woman 10 years, okay, with a minimum of 80% served. So really, she only has to do 8 years after murdering somebody cold blood in their own home, convicted at that, meaning they went to trial and a judge said this is a murder case and she was convicted, meaning all the evidence showed that she murdered this man. Wrong judgment is giving a lady 10 years for a murder charge. That's wrong judgment. You see? That's wrong judgment. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And that's what you can see, and that's what's happening. So that's a little quick thing. Giving up praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, the lines to the elders. Salutations to you, Hakim. Until next time, shalom.